Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going back into Book 2, Act 7.1.5. We're going on this right side where we have a lane with unlimited power. Now, I was debating on who to bring in for this lane. So it's got unlimited power and Mystic Curse and Buffet. So those two combinations, they were kind of interesting, and I figured, or I originally tried to bring in Black Widow Clairvoyant, and I threw an L2 after I had a whole bunch of buffs on, and it shot him to L3, and so I'm like, oh, that's not a good idea. So I'm like, I'll bring in Magik, and basically lock him down with the power steals, and make sure that he doesn't get any power, and he will be getting a whole bunch of Furies, but the Limbo will help offset some of the parry and the block damage, and then just keep him locked down the whole entire fight. And unfortunately my Magik, she's only a Sig 20. It's probably one of the champs that now that the 6 signature stones for 5 stars are kind of becoming more available, I'll probably start pumping some 6 stones into her, because it would be really nice to have guaranteed Limbo on every bar of power. So far so good though, as far as the Limbo is triggering. I didn't get one there. Just helps, like, if I would have triggered Limbo, I would have been able to heal up that block damage. Didn't trigger it there, so I've had a couple in a row now where I haven't hit it, and he's getting up there. He's up at 73 Furies. Kind of goes passive into a block, and boom, that block hurt bad. Do a draft back intercept, hit him with one more L2, and finish him off with an L1. So we got through that fight. That's kind of the most stickiest fights, I think, in this whole path. And then I'm going to go in for the rest of these fights, and I think I was planning on using Void for a lot of them, just because, you know, Buffet, Void loves Buffet. It's only a 5% Buffet, so it's not a huge amount, but Void is going to be putting a lot of buffs on the champions, and so you just gotta be really careful with one, just don't get hit, which is kind of the normal thing that we should always do, is try not to get hit. But if you do, and they have a lot of Furies, it's gonna hurt. Even some of the block damage, when those Furies get up high, it will be pretty substantial. But for the most part, like not Captain America, Silver Warrior, his specials are easy to get around. You really don't have to evade anything, and just kind of get out of range. And yeah, he'll go down. And I do okay, but I think somewhere in this fight I do get hit, and I lose a lot of health. But I am able to make it out of this fight, no problem. But I think I lose like 80%. And I think it's pretty early, because, you know, with like 99 Furies with the unlimited power, if you get hit, you're pretty much guaranteed going to die. You know, it probably would have been a good idea to throw Heimdall on the team. Now that I'm thinking about it and going back through this video, but yeah, I'm trying to get him to throw a special. Oh, right there, I took two hits, but he had 65 Furies. Luckily, he stopped his combo and I didn't die. We're gonna try to battle this out. No blocks. I probably should have been trying to just hit into his block and beta heavy, but I'm just trying to get some spacing as well. Back him up against the wall, and then kind of just let the buffet do some damage. And yeah, but this guy's at max fury, so like he's hitting hard. He'll drop back intercept on that, and yeah, but I think I do end up just finishing with 25%. So I lost 75% on those 2 hits. So I just know that if I block anything, it's gonna hurt, and if I get hit, it's death, instant death. So I mean, Void is fine for a lot of this path, so long as you can get around their specials. And so I think I end up using Void for Groot, and I think I use Void on the next fight with Angela. And going back towards the end, I end up using Dr. Doom against Iron Man Infinity War. And the nodes on this were it's a mystic node where you apply a poison, and the more buffs that the opponent has, the more potent it is. And I really didn't mess around with that until the last fight, and then kind of looking at it, probably should have been utilizing it more freely, because the poison really does ramp up to be significant, and it out damages the buffet to where you don't really have to worry about it. But we'll get to that point. But I think I use Void on this one again. This is Angela. She's got healing. Do I put in a health potion on this guy? Maybe not. I'm looking at the path. We got Storm Pyramid X, Groot, and Iron Man Infinity War. I can't remember if I do. I think I do put a potion on him. So Unlimited Mystic Ward and then Mystic Curse. Yeah, so whenever the Mystic attacker activates a special attack, I go in with Archangel. Which is, Archangel's really good on this fight as well, on these fights, because his neurotoxins basically negate a lot of the ability accuracy, negates the buffet regen, and it took a few heavies to get the leads and the neuros going, but now we're moving right along, and she's starting to melt, but these guys do have a ton of health. Hit her with an L2. I feel like I'm not getting all that great RNG on the bleeds and the poisons, and the neuros, but I guess I'm not blocking much of anything, so I am being reliant on the specials doing those conversions now, is because she's got 38 Furies, so any blocks is gonna hurt. But for 4 neuros, we get a stun off of that one. So yeah, but AA is doing some good work, and I think towards the end here, I think I get hit, and I lose some health. I do have Max to Spare on, so even with those bleeds up, it's going to help reduce the regen from buffet. There, I blocked that one, and that took 15% on that. Another block. So I mean, those parries are doing, that was 1800 parry damage, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get a bunch of neuros on, and we should be able to melt her out here at the end. But she's got 99 fury, so she's gonna be hitting really hard, but she's almost dead. So yeah, Archangel is a decent option on here, but again, I think I should have been using Doom or just like a Mystic Nullifier and applying those poisons on the special attack activation, because they really do some work. You just need to really work around on evading whatever specials come. So on the Storm Pyramid X, I'm going to use Archangel again, I think. Maybe I go in first with Warlock. I know she does end up killing me. Warlock's a decent option because he does have the infection, which will block any healing, and it will do degen and a power drain on that. So it will help control some of her power. It does take a minute for me to get her infected, and now she's infected. And so long as you're good at evading that L1, you can kind of just keep pushing her to L1 and try to be aggressive. She can't glance on special attacks, it's just on basic attacks. And yeah, so I can get the armor breaks, trying to be aggressive, doing some draft back intercepts against the wall, and then I'm just going to keep baiting her special ones. But yeah, if you do get clipped, especially with Storm, she has pretty hard hitting specials, especially when got the prowesses and whatnot. You pretty much die, and although right there I did get hit. There's 34 Furies. Luckily I did survive on that one. But basically I'm just trying to do like a 4-hit combo, backdraft intercept, and then push her over to an L1, and then have her throw the L1, there we go, and then counter, and then just keep kind of going at that. And hopefully this is like aggressive enough to where when I do a dex, the infection is on to where it will negate and block that regen. And so far so good, besides getting tagged once, but I know I get hit somewhere in here where I missed the end, right there. So we got about half of her down, which is okay. Definitely she's soloable, but you know, 286,000 health, and I was looking at this, I'm like, who do I bring in? I'll go try Archangel, and I come in here, and again, I think my RNG on proccing the neuros and stuff didn't go too well. I mean, I got 3 bleeds. There we go. Trying to get another heavy off. Still no neuros. Again, there we got 1. But she's going to start to build up those Furies pretty quick. There we got 3 neuros. And she'd throw a special, that'd be super, super nice. I think she gets stunned, and then I'm gonna wait it all out. I think I end up getting clipped. Yeah, right there. Trying to wait around so long, and I just kind of wasn't ready for that. So I'm just like, I'll use Archangel again. I have a bunch of these 60% revives. I actually just, I think it was yesterday, this is on January 4th, yesterday on the 3rd or the 2nd, I had like 10 L3 revives from the compensation from X6 just expire. I had to sell them and got peanut gold for it, which was kind of sad. So using a revive here or there isn't like the biggest thing. I've been selling L1 revives here and there. It's just sad when you hit sell the L3 ones, because you can't really get those anywhere in the game other than like big packages or whatnot that come out, or compensation. But we are able to take her down here, kind of stalling, and she dies. So it did take 3 tries, which isn't ideal, but we get her down, and then we go in with Groot, and on this one I do use Void again. Obviously Archangel will not work. Put 2 health pots into him, so he's healthy, can take a little bit of chip damage. Archangel obviously won't work because the Groot won't bleed. And you know, as long as you kind of just bait out Groot's L1, which is easy to evade, get out of range, this guy will go down. he can't shrug off Void's intimidating presence debuffs, and so he's a good option. And even if you use like a mystic like Doom, while the poison will get more potent as you build up those furies from nullifying buffs, or not nullifying buffs, but by putting on debuffs, that poison duration is going to be quite short. It's like half the duration of any other champ because that's just Groot's ability. So basically I'm just trying to put a lot of debuffs on him and then get a Dex evade to trigger buffet and reverse that 5% healing. And it works, and I can't remember, I don't know if I got hit or anything, but I know I solo this guy. I think I might have taken a block or two, maybe. But Void, he loves buffet, he loves masochism. Anything that has to do with regen, Void loves it. He's one of my staples for dealing with such nodes. And yeah, so he does well. Again, your parry time, as far as the stun, is really limited because he's got that ability to shrug off any and all debuffs very quickly. So yeah, if you parry, you gotta be quick on getting your attack in, so you don't need a hit to the face. Yeah, this guy's going down slow and steady. We got Fear of the Void. We almost got double Fear of the Void up. And yeah, double Fear of the Void basically means double the reversal, so 10% regen. Plus I got Max Despair. And yeah, it's going good. And he's about down. And then again, the last guy is the Iron Man Infinity War, which I would normally use Void for, but normally I would play him with like a double parry method. I am comfortable doing the intercepts and stuff, but towards the end, I just felt like if I had to do heavies and stuff to not trigger the auto block, that could be a little bit problematic. So I was just like, well, this is a new node combination, I might as well try it. And so we give Dr. Doom a try, and thinking, let's see what this poison can do. Again, we got Buffet, Unlimited Power, Mystic War, and then Mystic Curse. So when you activate a special, we poison them, and then the poison increases 40% for every buff on the defender. So as you get more buffs, that poison gets more potent. And at 99, it's very, very potent. So you'll notice, like at the very beginning, the poison's not really doing much of anything, but it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And you'll see, let's activate a special, and basically just my recommendation would just to be ignore Buffet entirely, because the poison will just override it at some point. So there, the first one, didn't do too much damage. We're down to 97%, 3% on that poison basically. Now he's back up to 100. Throw another one. And basically you want to try to get as many debuffs on this guy so that you get Furies faster. Doom is nice because you can put a shock on from his basic combo. If you threw an L2, you could get some incinerates on this guy. And yeah, but you'll see very soon. I think I'm just trying to stalling out the timer a little bit as well, because once that timer refreshes, it applies more buff. So boom, we just added 10. And if I was able to get more debuffs on this, it would add more. So the timer refreshes again, we add 10 more, we're up to 64. And I think at some point I do throw a special, I think right around here. Okay, so now we're going, that poison now is doing 6,500 a tick, so pretty significant. And that poison's also going to add to the fury count. So now we went from 74 to 86. We throw another special, and yeah, that's doing 7,500 a tick. We're not up to max yet, but now we are at max fury. So let's get one special off and see what kind of damage it does. Try not to trigger buffet, which we've been successful at. We throw it, it's doing 8,600 a tick, and it gets them down to about 20%. We do trigger buffet back up to a 25%, and we basically just need to get one more special off, and I think it does the trick and kills him off. So we got Beta Heavy, he's up to almost 20, it was 28%, and it's doing 8,600, and it does just enough to kill him. So definitely an option. Should have played with more earlier on in the lane. You live and you learn. But now we're going to go up to Night Carnage. So this is a mix between Nightcrawler and Carnage. You can evade, and I think for this one I bring in Ghost. It's an unawakened Ghost. It's nice that the Magik is swapping out with Ghost. I get a full health Ghost. Don't have any synergies, but I'm like, I know I can do this fight. The first one I messed up royally, but I was able to get this guy down with the team. He's got the lightning and poison vulnerability build up, and so the lightning node is going to give you potentially a shock every time you hit him, which is good for Ghost because you can build up a lot of furies. Now I can't gain any extra power because my Ghost is not awakened, and I don't have any synergies, so I will take the shock damage because I don't have Hood. I can't do unblockable special 2s because I don't have Wasp, so this is just like raw Ghost trying to do like phase one hit, convert the Furies, and then get to an L2 and light off a big special. I only get the first one as a crit, but that's okay. This guy's steadily going down. With doing the one hit phase, you pretty much bypass all of the evading, and as long as you get good RNG with the shocks, you can keep those Furies coming and doing some pretty good damage. 9k on every hit, that's pretty decent. And we got him about halfway. We're gonna get him to another special 2, I believe. Or if we get him to a special 3. We intercept him with a special 2. And yeah, 20k crits, 22k. It's a lot of damage going on right there. 14, almost 15,000, 8,000, and just kind of slow and steady wins the race here. 20k on that one, 16k, and this guy's gonna be dead in like 1 or 2 more hits, and we got him down with another L2. So overall, the path wasn't bad. Ghost definitely an option for taking out Night Carnage. Thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.